Hey guys, what's up? It has been a few days since I was on the vlog or vlogging or whatever, however you want to explain that. I feel like I like this shirt a lot, but I feel like just sitting here like this, it's like, I don't know, super awkward. But anyway, um, it's been a few days and I didn't really end up doing a lot in the past few days that's involved like going out. Like I haven't really done any activities or like anything notable. It was finals week, or I guess it technically still is finals week, uh, for my graduate school. And so I actually picked up a bunch of tutoring shifts. And so I tutored this week much more than I normally do. And then also was figuring out my housing situation, and just a bunch of other things. And, just like, just it's been one of those few days where, like I've been doing a lot of stuff, but that stuff hasn't really involved like leaving the house and like doing activities. And so, I just haven't vlogged anything because I feel like it hasn't really been like anything interesting. So, or anything that I want to vlog necessarily. My God. So, what to say? I'm gonna be going to a loft in Williamsburg, or I guess I'm sorry, East Williamsburg slash like North Bushwick. Technically, I think it's like one block from the dividing line, which is Flushing Avenue. And it's like a 6-bedroom loft. It's newly converted. It's massive. Like the loft is absolutely massive. My bedroom is massive. It's the first time I'm gonna be living with like random roommates in a really long time, and I'm a little bit nervous, and also just like I'm nervous about a lot of things right now. Like my life is not uh in like such a great place, and I don't know. I feel weird, I guess, talking about that, and also just because like I don't know how interesting that is. Like I feel like in videos like this you want to kind of like escape into escape from your own life and your own problems, but then sometimes I think it can be really relatable and like refreshing, when people talk about like real shit and not just like, here's a pretty view, here's the coffee I'm drinking, here's the museum I'm going to, and like talking about like kind of real stuff, and I was thinking there was going to be a day or two of other activities, which I've even mentioned, I think, in some other clips, but they just haven't happened yet. I still have them kind of like in the queue. But basically, and this weekend also in New York, it's been a crazy, not like a rainstorm where, I don't know, it hasn't been like a hurricane or something, but it's been a pretty bad rainstorm. Like a lot of outdoor activities got canceled. And it's pretty much just been raining all day. Today's Saturday. It's about 11 p.m. And so I had a day of just staying inside. I've been catching up on Law and Order and some other TV just from like the past month, like stuff I just have needed to catch up on or wanted to catch up on. And I've been making some jewelry and eating goat cheese balls and just, just kind of hanging out. And then tomorrow, I think it's also going to be kind of rainy. I'm planning on probably pretty much having a similar day. I also have to tutor from 8 to midnight. And then Monday is the day that I will be moving over to the new place. And it's going to be kind of a crazy day. And I don't fully know how all of it's going to like even materialize yet. And of course, I had already picked up 3 tutoring sessions that I don't normally do on Mondays. And so I'm going to have to also figure that out in the midst of like everything. So it's going to be kind of wild. So I think probably like Tuesday is when I'll kind of pick things back up, and probably go out and, do all the stuff. I'll pretty much be like off of life for a little bit at that point, I guess. Yeah. So Not really, but school will be out of session before going into the summer semester. And so, yeah, so I'll have a lot of unstructured time available to me that I haven't had this week. So just wanted to say that. And I'm pretty tired, although I slept a really long time last night, actually. So I think it's just like anxiety and just like, I know for me, when I just don't feel the best, or I think especially when I have a lot of anxiety specifically and fear, I find myself sleeping a lot more. And there are other, I guess, symptoms where I can find myself sleeping less. But a lot of times when I'm more anxious, I feel like I want to sleep like 10 hours a night. And like physically I will feel tired and like wanting that schedule. So I'm probably going to go to bed in a little bit. And yeah, but I just wanted to say hi and just talk for a minute, because it's been a few days since I picked up. Really, this is my phone, but the camera. And yeah, I guess I'll see you all in the next video. And thanks so much for watching. And I'll see you later. Morning. It's about 11 a.m. and I just picked up the keys for the sublet I'm moving into. It's like a Bushwick loft. It's huge. It's like a 6-bedroom, 2-bath apartment, and it's massive. It's a massive loft. The room itself that I'm in is probably 250 square feet. I think it's really big. High ceilings, so much natural light. It's gorgeous. So I'm really excited. I've been a little bit nervous because it's been a while since I have lived with roommates, but I think it's going to be fine. And the vibe seems very chill. So right now I'm just taking a little bit of a walk. Probably going to pick up some coffee, and I need to go back to the place I'm at now, and I am going to do a laundry drop-off service. So I have all my laundry like together, so I just have to actually walk it over there and drop it off. I'm like, I don't know if explaining this is dumb for people who are not in New York, but in New York, a lot of buildings and apartments don't have laundry in them. Definitely the exception to the rule to have it in the units. And this apartment doesn't, and the last one didn't. So a lot of places, though, there's like a laundromat on like every corner, and you can do drop-off service, and it's like really cheap. It's maybe, usually, I don't know, depends how much laundry you have, obviously, but I would say it's between like $10 and $25. So not bad. I don't have that much either, so it's probably going to be more on the $10 side. And yeah, so I'm going to do that once I go back. And then I'm going to be tutoring. I have like 3 tutoring sessions. 2 of them are in the afternoon, and 1 is in the evening. And I'll have like a 3 or 4 hour window of time in between, which is when I'm actually going to like move in, like move over. Because it's going to involve getting suitcases up 4 flights of stairs and other glamorous tasks. So that is the current situation. Yeah, let's continue our busy Monday. least one, if not two, coffee shops. Social plans tomorrow, and so I don't know, don't want to burn myself out, question mark, something like that. But I thought maybe we'll take just more of a B-roll style kind of video, and then might talk a little bit, but just to kind of show you some really different places, and yeah, just take you around city and kind of something a little bit more fun, kind of fun, but chill in the sense of I don't have any appointments or anything like that I need to go to, or like be back at a certain time for a tutoring session or nothing like that. So it's going to be very relaxed, and I'm not totally sure what we're going to get into today, but excited. Yeah, I guess. I'm also just really anxious about a lot of different things, and I think that anxiety and fear is kind of fueling my mood a little bit, where, because naturally in like prehistoric times before civilization, if you were facing some kind of external danger or threat, you want to like insulate in order to protect yourself from it, and also to like reserve your resources, and so I think that's a little bit of like what I'm feeling. I think also just being in a situation party one is a big adjustment. Like, it's fine. It's not anything like the situation is totally cool. I think it's an adjustment, period, A, and then B, living with 5 other roommates, it's a lot of different people. There's like a lot of activity, people going in and out, just all that kind of stuff when you have that many roommates. And so I definitely also feel like more excitement to get out of the house though, which is really nice, and I think a side effect I always really like about having roommates. So anyway, about to get on the L train, so let's go. and I just went to Cafe Lyria, which is like a place where fabulous people hang out. Like, you should see the outfits and just the entire vibe. It's like kids with trust funds, basically. But I got the Frito Espresso, which is one of their signature drinks. Apparently you can only do it with skim milk because it doesn't froth correctly otherwise. The barista was so nice and recommended I sweeten it with honey, so I did. Look how gorgeous that is. Just that layering. Okay, so let's try it. Oh my god, that's so good. Yeah, I can definitely taste the honey, but the espresso is very strong. I mean, it's a cappuccino, so you know the ratio to milk and espresso is I'm forgetting the exact ratio, but I think it's about even. So like, it's naturally pretty strong espresso flavor. And the texture is really lovely as well. Yeah, it's super good, and the espresso quality is amazing. So I would definitely recommend going there. It's so bougie. It's like it's the most insane vibe I've ever seen. But this wasn't even that expensive compared to just a regular average coffee shop. This drink was $6 something, which for an iced espresso drink in New York, that's honestly pretty much average of what you'll pay for an iced latte or something like that anymore. It's also a really good size because a cappuccino is usually like shorter. So I'm impressed with this, I have to say. I think this is well worth it, and actually pretty much just on par with an average drink. I don't know if I'd go there just for an average drink. I think you want to do one of the signatures, but definitely worth checking out. On the sidewalk, I found this Nespresso, and every indication is that it still works, and it looks pretty new, except I was gonna go to Marshall's to get a big reusable bag to carry it in, and I come to find that this Marshall's has closed. So I'm not sure what I'm gonna do as far as carrying this thing, but I'll figure it out. I was able to take off the water tank and put it in my purse, and then it fits, the body of it fits into this reusable bag that I had with me. So we should be good to go. I'm gonna have to get pods though, I think, to test it out. So I'm not sure how else you would test it. But it's so crazy because literally today I was looking at Nespresso machines because I've just been missing it so much. I've only had access to one when I've been in places that have had one, which are few and far between in the last like 11 months. And oh my god, like just the quality of the coffee you can make with that thing is just like unparalleled. So crossing a bunch of things off of my like bucket list of coffee and like pastry and food places that I'm going to check out. The Blue Lights Big Cheesy, how cute are their little stickers, is one of those places, and they have very limited hours and are not even open on Mondays and Tuesdays. They do also have an interesting rotating menu of breakfast items. So like each day of the week they do a different thing. So Wednesdays they do breakfast tacos. On Thursday they do breakfast burritos. On Fridays they do breakfast sandwiches. Saturdays bagels. You can tell I've studied the menu a little bit, but I thought about getting a breakfast sandwich. However, it was $11 and I felt like I could get something for half the price that's essentially the same thing. And also they do buns, and I really prefer bagels for breakfast sandwiches. I've realized I've started to say bagels with this certain New York accent, maybe. Oh my gosh, well. But they also have a lot of specialty drinks. So I got a macadamia Mexican mocha. So it's macadamia milk and some cayenne and chocolate. It's fucking delicious. It's like an adult chocolate milk, essentially. I mean, that's what a mocha is. But it's nutty because of the macadamia. But I love macadamia because macadamia is like kind of creamy and a little sweet and nutty. So it's perfect way to start our day. I actually thought I was going to have like an earlier start because I woke up at 8:30 today, which is early for me. And I've been wanting to get on a better sleep schedule, and I went to bed. I basically got like exactly 8 hours of sleep because I went to bed at 12:30 a.m., woke up at 8:30 a.m. But I just ended up kind of having a slower morning. It's about 1 o'clock right now. And also just like, I don't know, I'm having like a little bit of a hard day today. Just because of like, nothing like in particular that's like happened, but it's one of those things where, like if you've ever had a certain like anniversary of something, or like, you know, like this particular day reminds you of something, that's kind of what, today is for me. And so it's, honestly been hitting me a little harder than I thought, but I figure, you know, getting coffee, just kind of like being outside, the weather's gorgeous, it can't possibly make me feel worse, you know. It can only make me feel better. You know, how can you have adult chocolate milk with caffeine in it and like be upset, you know? So next we're gonna go to the Cloudy Donut Company, which is this new place in Dumbo. They're only open Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So if I thought the Blue Lights Big Cheesy had limited hours, only being open 5 days a week, well, this place is only open 3. So it's Friday, so it's the first day of the week they're open. They are an all-vegan donut company. They do specialty flavors, and my understanding is the flavors change and they rotate every week. So I'm excited to see what they have. I don't even really want to preview the menu on their Instagram or something. Like, I just want to go in and experience it in the moment. And yeah, so it'll probably take about 35 minutes to get there from here. I can just take the G train across town, so it'll actually be a pretty smooth trip, hopefully. And yeah, I think I'm gonna do some consignment shopping today too, and like might go to, I say the park, I'm not really sure which one yet. But some park somewhere. So we'll see, but I figure I'll take you all along with me. And I would definitely say this place is worth checking out if you're interested. I'll also leave a link to my Instagram where I do more complete food reviews. But it's good, it's different, it's interesting. There's really good seating inside and outside. The staff was super friendly, so this was a winner for me. By the way, I don't think I said where I was. I'm in Greenpoint, actually. That's where this coffee shop is. It's off of the Greenpoint Avenue G train. Fixing my collar also. It's because this jacket loves to like do that, but I don't know if maybe that'll help. I feel like that's kind of whatever. Okay, so anyway, I am in Greenpoint, and yeah, so we're going to Dumbo from here. And this is like, I feel like I haven't really been to Greenpoint in a long time, despite being in proximity of it being easy to get to. Although it can be hard to get other places from here because the G train is the only train line that runs to this neighborhood. And the G train is also the only train line that does not go into Manhattan. Fun fact for you. So you can go to Queens, you can go across town in Brooklyn, which is quite useful. But if you're going to Manhattan, you're guaranteed gonna have to transfer trains. And the G train, as anybody knows who's ever extensively ridden it, it's always down for service during the weekend. Like, it's always kind of a disaster. So I think that's why this neighborhood, it's still quite gentrified and expensive, don't get me wrong, but I think, especially because it's on the water, like, I think that's why it hasn't become like the new Williamsburg, because, you know, Williamsburg has the L train, so can't really beat that. But anyway, all right, let's check in with you once we're in Dumbo. Pier 5. This is so nice, and it's very peaceful right now. I'm sure it's not always like this, especially on weekends, and I mean, it's Friday, so we're almost at that point basically. But there's so many like chairs over here and like rocks, and it feels very much like you're at the beach, even though we're on the water, technically. Oh, there's no beach. And it's crazy because there's like a view of the lower Manhattan skyline right across. It's such a like juxtaposition. And then over there is the Brooklyn Bridge. I'll do like a little flash and show you, but first I wanted to talk about the Cloudy Donut Company. So I paid $12 for 3 mini donuts, which is like insanely expensive, but I knew it was not going to be cheap. So I would say 3 donuts, like these miniature ones. They do also have like regular size ones, but I wanted to do the minis and instead of like one big one. And it's probably like 1 donut's equivalent, I would say. I'll show you. Okay, so here are the donuts. So this one is like a raspberry powdered sugar, and then this is probably the one I'm most excited for. It's the balsamic fig. And it has walnuts on it. Doesn't that look so gorgeous? And then this one's like a lemon blackberry. So as I said before, they do rotate flavors. So I think there were maybe like 7 or 8 flavors available, and it just kind of depends like when you come, like what's there. Seems like maybe that whole concept is getting a little bit more popular, considering the coffee shop I went to also does kind of, it's predictable because they do certain things during days of the week, but still kind of like a rotating menu. Okay, so we're gonna do like a little taste test. So first I'm gonna go for this lemon blackberry one. I do love the way that like they drizzle it over the side. I love the lemon. It's very potent. It's like sweet and tart, bittersweet. The dough is also very flavorful. It's like very brioche. It's very fluffy. You can see all the air holes. Although I would say it's a little bit, it's not stale, but it's just like, it doesn't feel like it was made 5 minutes ago. And I don't think it was, just to be fair, because it's like 2 p.m. And so I'm sure these were made this morning, you know, so they've been sitting out for a while. Still, I don't know if I would say this is worth, I mean, I would not say this is worth $4 though. For sure not. Okay, let's try the little raspberry powdered sugar one. I like, in this one, I get more of the flavor of the dough. It is really flavorful, well-seasoned dough, which, you know, because you're getting more of the true donut. I don't get a ton, just like really much raspberry. I would like more, I think, from the sugar, because you can kind of see the color. It's like pinky, but it doesn't really taste like that. It tastes just like powdered sugar. Well, not powdered sugar, but loose sugar. Okay. Well, it's not like fig. It's the grand finale. You can see that juicy fig on top. I think this is gonna be good. Oh wow, that smells amazing. Yeah, I would definitely say this is my favorite. It just has like the most flavor complexity. I also love the little crunch. There's a lot of texture going on. You've got that like oozy fig, you've got the crunchy walnuts. It's kind of like sweet, sour, and savory all at the same time. Yeah. And balsamic is interesting. Very unexpected, which I like. Very creative. Not your typical donut. So, yeah. I mean, I think this place, especially if you want to come over to the Piers or just kind of want like a fun experience, I think it's worth going to. It's not the kind of place I would go back to, just because I feel like once was enough. It also is a little bit out of the way of things. You're gonna have to walk at least like 15 minutes from any given subway line to get over here, and you know, it's kind of pricey for what you're getting. Like I said, I think, you know, for like an experience, it's fun, it's worth it, but, well, sort of worth it. I still think $4 for a donut though, of that size, is just too expensive. It's not like the best donut I've ever had. It's really good, but it's not the best. So I think Doe's Donuts is what I would say is number one in New York, personally. But so I'm gonna enjoy my donuts though, and probably do a little bit of reading, and just kind of like relax for a little bit, and then I'm gonna go back over. Well, I don't know. I guess we'll see. I'm either gonna go over to Dumbo, and maybe go to like the Time Out Food Market and get like an actual meal. I'm pretty hungry because this is the first time I'm eating today.
so I'm probably gonna want something savory after this. And you know, this isn't like a ton of food. That's like probably equivalent to like one donut. And or I might go back over kind of like towards Borum Hill. I might actually do that because I want to go in the consignment stores over there. So maybe we'll do that. But either way, I will see you on the flip side. Felt like being emo and talking to, am I talking to myself? Am I talking to you? Or am I talking to myself and you're watching me talk? And it feels like I'm talking to you? I don't know. Philosophical questions. But I just kind of felt like being emo for a second, and I've just been sitting here reading, and I was just kind of thinking about doing a mental inventory, and I was like, you know what, it totally makes sense why I'm upset and I'm having a hard time today, and like I'm having a hard week. Like it actually, when I actually stop and like think about it, I'm like, you know what, that makes sense. Like, you know, we started off Monday moving to a different apartment, and not only that, but you know, now I'm living with 5 roommates who I don't know, who all are like friends or at least friendly with each other. There's a lot of activity. I am sort of being like reclusive in my room, and I feel all kinds of different things about that. And you know, I think I'm judging myself. I think I'm worried that they're judging me, you know, just all of that stuff, you know, all that shit. Like, and in reality, you know, they probably don't really give a shit, but like, it's, you know, it's been hard, and it's been an adjustment because it's been like almost a year since I had any kind of a roommate. And I think it's just like, and with so many roommates, you know, it's like the house is never really empty. There's always something going on in the living room, and you know, it can just be, it can be hard. And so there's that. And then this is my first week not being in any kind of therapy really in my whole adult life, but like for the past 2 years I've been doing some form of like more intensive therapy, like doing more than just the typical outpatient once a week model. I've had multiple therapists. I've had a therapist who I saw multiple times a week, sometimes twice, sometimes 3 times during the course of our work together. I was in different therapy groups as well, and currently I am not in any kind of therapy. And this was the first week of that happening. And it's weird. In my last sessions, I had 2 individual therapists. So I was, for a while, doing 3 sessions a week between the 2 of them. And, you know, this is the first week. The last ones were on Friday of last week. And so this was, you know, today is the week mark of like, you know, no therapy. And even just like, you know, today normally I would have therapy actually with both clinicians. And I don't have any, you know. This is like even just the whole day, the whole like concept of Friday. I haven't had a Friday without therapy in like a year. And it's actually in the past my schedule was such that Friday was like the only day I wasn't doing therapy, but not in the past year. And there's just a lot, you know, that I could say about that. And you know, so, and there's just a lot of feelings and just a lot of stuff, and I feel a little bit unsupported, I think, as well. And just like I don't really have like a place to put that stuff, you know. And I really, you know, I was before like having, you know, 3 hours a week to, you know, talk about shit, to get support, to just have someone listen is huge. And not having that is hard, you know. And of course, like, it's gonna be hard no matter what. And so there's that. And then just like everything with my life and trying to figure out my career, I'm considering getting another master's degree in social work, or potentially doing this other thing where I would get a license to be a psychoanalyst in the state of New York. And for the MSW, I'm basically done with my application. I just have to pay the application fee, and I've been kind of procrastinating that, and just kind of questioning if it's something I can do, if it's something I want to do. I'm about to finish my master's over the summer in political psychology, and I have a lot of feelings about that too. I feel like I sort of wasted my time in a way where, like, I got a degree in something I'm interested in, but like don't necessarily want a career in. And, you know, did I mess up like my opportunity to do something I actually want to have a career in? Because even if I did do social work, I would come out with a hell of a lot of student loan debt because I'd have 2 master's degrees. So anyway, it's a lot. And then I'm at this place where I'm looking into new career opportunities, and I'm trying to find more structure and, like, you know, long-term longevity as far as that goes. Yeah, and so it's a hard day today, but I'm like, you know what, it makes sense that it's a hard day. Like, yeah, there's a lot there, and, you know, a lot has happened, and I don't have the same, you know, support structure that I did last week. And I just think I'm really feeling it, but, you know, the only way out is through. The only thing you can do is feel it. And I feel like every time I kind of like sit down, I was talking about like feeling good being in motion, but every time I kind of like sit down, like quite literally, I start to just feel all of it again. And you know, just want to escape, and I want to run from myself. And, you know, it's like, what do you do though when there's like nowhere to run? And yeah, so here you come to the Dumbo Piers, like, and have donuts. That's what you do, apparently. So, you know, I think it's gonna, you know, I'm just like, we're gonna continue with the day, you know, because going and just sitting in my room being depressed is not gonna like do anything. And so, you know, I'm gonna, I guess, forge ahead. You know, I'm already out and about, take advantage. Like I said, I want to do some consignment shopping and stuff. And that's the weird thing also about getting up early, because I was looking at the clock. I was like, oh my god, it's not even 3 o'clock yet. And it feels like I've already done so much today. And the day's been so long, but it's because I got up at 8:30. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to talk a little bit, and I appreciate if you're still watching. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. also like, is it a piece that is like vintage? Because that's also kind of like a different level of consideration, you know, especially if it's unique or a hard to find piece also. And yeah, so I just went to Buffalo Exchange. I went to the one here in Cobble Hill, and this one is, I feel like it's very hit or miss. I feel like Buffalo Exchange can be very hit or miss though in general. And actually, fun fact, I got hired to work at this one, but I was actually working at Lululemon at the time, and they paid more and like the hours were better and stuff, so I ended up not working there. But so the vest I showed you, the utility vest, it was new with tags, $75 with tags. They were charging $35, so about 50% discount, a little more than 50. And I looked online, I saw various listings, seemed like the used ones on Poshmark were going for like 55, and the new ones with tags, I even saw some for above retail, I saw some for 80, and yeah, and it was from this very known collection, obviously, and part of the reason I also got it is I love vests. I'm a big vest wearer, and I was thinking about for the summer, because I sort of have this main utility vest that I wear that's denim. You've probably even seen it in these videos. It's denim. It has a fleece lining. It's from Free People, and that's actually something I bought new. Totally worth it though for how much. It was $100 how much I wear that thing. But it's really warm because it's fleece lined. So I was like already thinking in the summer I'm probably gonna be like too hot to wear that for the most part. And this is obviously made to be extremely cooling, sweat wicking. It's so comfortable. I love the cropped fit and has so many freaking pockets. Like, yeah, I felt like it would be extremely functional. I don't know if I think the only hesitation was I was like, I don't know if it goes with my style right now, because it's very like, it's very like athleisure, LA girl kind of thing. And a little like futuristic, like postmodernism. And my style right now is very 80s. It's like kind of over the top. I even feel like more minimalistic vibes. This is more like maximalistic vibes. So I just wasn't sure, like, with all of my other pieces, like, was it gonna make sense? Was I really gonna wear it a lot? All of that kind of stuff. But I think I kind of weighed it out, and I was like, you know what? I do think I will. And I think, like, you know, because I think about maximalization, like, how much am I gonna wear the piece? How much literal, like, utility, I can't really think of another word, but like, how much utility will I get out of the piece? And for $35, kind of like I explained that $100 utility vest I bought, I think in like October, and I've probably worn it 100 times already, so well worth it. It's gonna stay in my wardrobe probably for years to come. And this is $35, and I don't know if I'll wear it every day. I mean, sometimes it's hard to know also. We'll see. I think the styling will be a little bit of a challenge, but I thought too it would be nice to get something that was a little outside of like the current comfort zone. You know, to have a little variety. I thought like with a red lip it would look really great with the orange trim. Yeah, I feel like the lighting is really good right here. So that was fun, and basically I just have to decide what I'm doing next, but I'll pick you up and tell you. I just have to decide now what I'm gonna do. I am definitely hungry, so I think figuring out some kind of food is gonna be in order. I still haven't eaten anything except the donuts, and it's like 4:30, I think. So, and this chocolate thing. I mean, this is also like, I'm sure this is probably extremely calorically dense, which isn't bad. It's just like, you know, it's basically a meal. Maybe not quite a meal, but it's probably like 300 calories or something. So anyway, yeah, I think I'm gonna go into the city though. Kind of in the mood for that, and then we'll just kind of see what we get up to. I'm kind of just in the mood to like float around, and be free as a bird, and we can do that today. That is in our power, so we're going to do it. I'm playing chess right outside Central Park. I ordered some food for pickup on Grubhub. I had a coupon and I had $10 off. So I'm getting a tofu BLT from Blossom, this amazing vegan place literally a block away. So it's going to be about 20 minutes to pick up my order. I'm going to come back to Central Park and enjoy. Alright, got my beverages. Delicious looking tofu BLT with avocado. Doesn't that look amazing? I got a seitan bacon. Look how crispy that is. Some fries. So I'm basically just gonna hang out and eat and watch some YouTube here in Central Park. Alright, it's about 8 p.m. right now, and I'm heading back to my apartment. And I was gonna go to this free store in Hell's Kitchen, but apparently, like right when I was getting off the train to go there, I see that a day ago someone posted that the store is closed until further notice because of like some issue with their neighbors. So I'm not gonna get to go to that tonight, unfortunately. But I had a great day. Oh my gosh, I was so famished. But that food from Blossom was excellent. It was so good. The tofu BLT, it was like almost like with like a chicken cutlet where you like pound it. I feel like they maybe did that. It had that like really crispy thin texture, and the seitan bacon was actually really delicious, super crunchy and like crispy. It was so good. It was so good. Highly recommend that place. Blossom on the Upper West Side. I'll link it. Just like I'll link a bunch of stuff below from what I did in case you're interested. I think I'm gonna end the video here though. I've got, I don't know if it's gonna be 1 or 2 videos, just because I have at least probably an hour of footage to get through. So I think this will be a good place to leave off. And I hope you guys enjoyed. And I am feeling somewhat better. It's just like one of those things where it's just kind of you know, as I explained earlier, it's just kind of like it's just like a hard day, you know. And so, but I think like for what it is, I tried to really make the best of it. Tried to have fun, and it was nice to go to Central Park. I think I walked like 15,000 steps today, so I'm ready to like go be cozy and hopefully stay on this good sleep schedule. So I will see you guys later, and take care of yourself.